All systems go. Cleared for takeoff.
What is going on, everybody? Happy Friday. Hope everybody out there having a good week, having a good day. I'm having a good day. I talked MMA earlier. I'm talking baseball now with my guy Hamwich. And man, we got an early card tomorrow. I wake up and fights are going to be on my screen 11:30 a.m. Eastern, 8:30 here in Arizona. So I'm pumped. Great 24 hours ahead of me. I'm ready to talk some baseball. I'm ready to win some money tonight, Hamwich. Nice $5, 150 max, like 60K, 59K. Tournament DK rolled out today, 50K up top. So some people, if you play a pretty good bankroll, whatever, more single entry stuff, you don't want to put in the $22.50 for the $15 every day to max it. Maybe this is in your bankroll. You can put in 10 entries or 20 entries with a chance at 50K today. Pretty cool there. But Hamwich, bring you in, man. 10-game slate, Coors Field. A lot of chalk. Pitching, it's a crazy one. I think there's a lot of pitching you can go. A lot of different bats you can go to, some concentrated ownership, Coors Field on the slate, but bring you in, man. How you doing today?
Doing well. I appreciate it. Coors Field, it always changes the game, and so we'll dive into that for sure. G. Rising, if you're out there, it's not what you drink all the time, but I got my Modelo in G. Rising's place, so I'll be popping that open here shortly in honor of G. Rising. But, looking forward to it. There's some great contests on FanDuel as well where I do most maxing. There's a $77 queue. With 400 people in there, so I'll be battling that, trying to win another seat to Philadelphia. But great pitching. I dove in earlier today, so I feel like I got some winners. So looking forward to giving them to the people.
Well, I'm excited that you said great pitching because there's a lot of pitching options, I think, but none of them really stand out and thrill me. I feel like you could poke holes in a lot of them. So you said great pitching. I'm ready for the Hamwich winners. Bats will be interesting. My guy Lander right here. Said, I'm sorry, title, you won't like it. Fake Coors, play lone West Coast games. Hey, Landon, you've been listening to me this year. I've been off Coors more so than not. I got to Angels are definitely in a good spot. Freeland is cheeks, no doubts. But there's plenty of different options you can go for sure. It's going to be a fun one. A lot of low-owned offenses you can play. But who else we got in chat before we break down this slate? Mike Carr's in here as always. Richie Smalls, Corey Pooler, what's up, man? Beach Boss in here, Nympho. Jake Swales, Kate Fleet Burner, Williams in here, Nate D. Appreciate all you hanging out with us. If you want to grab a Modelo like Mr. Hamwich over there, you can do that. I should have prepared myself. I brought the usual water, but yeah, maybe when I throw it to Hamwich, I'll grab a beer for the people too on Friday. That's what I'm going to do. So, hey, let's talk pitching. All I ask from you on the show, like button. When you do hit that like button, big black subscribe button. If you aren't subscribed, hit that. You'll get notified when we go live. Helps us out a ton over here. And if you're not a member at SHIPIT Nation, $59 a month, $599 a year. Won't find a better deal. Have projections, have hitter rankings, stack rankings, pitching rankings, core plays for Hamwich, DK today, FanDuel, Hoop Slate Plan, who's been on fire, Mike Cash stuff. No better deal. There really isn't. MMA this week, all my stuff's up. Showdown as well. So that's enough of that, though. Let's talk some baseball, Hamwich. 10 games. We'll go DraftKings pricing. I know you play a lot on FanDuel too, but pitching, if you like a pitcher, you'll probably like them on both sites. Let's go 9K and above today. I think we'll go 8.4K. We're gonna go Brian Bello up. Chris Bassett's there, Musgrove's there. I think those two are the highest owned pitchers, but Logan Webb 10.4. I think Brian Bello 8.4K. Giolito, Gilbert, Senga. Like there's good pitching options. Shane Bieber. I think all of those guys are in play today. They all look pretty similar to me, and I think Bassett and Musgrove are going to be the most popular due to matchup, due to win equity that way. Break down this top tier. I'm going to grab a beer, break it down for the people.
Yeah, you mentioned it. Bassett and Musgrove are going to be the two most highly owned, and for great reason. Bassett going against his former mates in the Oakland A's who strike out a ton. This lineup does nothing to scare me, and it shouldn't do anything to you. The only one that I would be interested in, and I'm going to be playing him in this queue to try to ship it. He's batting third tonight, Seth Brown. Seth Brown profiles really well against Bassett, but outside of Seth Brown, I don't see really any damage that can be done to Bassett. So Bassett certainly looks very good. Got that K upside, win equity that you talked about. We'll talk about the Toronto bats here later, but really like Bassett outside of Seth Brown if you can get around him. And then Musgrove, same thing. Gets this Washington lineup that's not any good. Traveling from the East Coast all the way out to the West Coast to play them. And I know they're flying charter, nice, but that's still a long time. 3 different time zones that they got to play in. Thing that scares me about Musgrove, and I was digging in him earlier today, he just doesn't strike out anybody. He's striking out both sides of the plate about 20%. So I'll be a little bit lower on Musgrove than most, especially on FanDuel. I'll stay away from him for the most part. I'll have a few of them in the queue, but I prefer Bassett to Musgrove for sure. And then I noticed you threw in Bello down there. Bello got that high noon, nice.
I had to show the flavor. Yeah, I didn't know I had these in the fridge. Sorry about that. That's the flavor land of pineapple.
Yeah, Bello's interesting because this White Sox team is just not very good. He's striking out roughly 25% of right-handed hitters, but he's also given up some pop to right-handed batters. And Eloy Jimenez really stands out to me on this slate as another one-off against Bello. But I do think Bello strikes out, goes over his K-prop for sure. But I think Eloy and or Gavin Sheets can get to Bello. I know Gavin's lefty, but Eloy Jimenez and Gavin Sheets I have interest in. But Bello is very capable of doing it as well. And then I said great pitching. The one that I'm going to spend a lot of my money on is going to be Logan Webb. He's top ranked or a top pitcher on both sites dollar wise. Gets this Diamondbacks lineup. Righties cannot hit Logan Webb, and they have several righties in the lineup. Most of their damage is going to come from Corbin Carroll, Kettle, Marte, and Perdomo leading off. But Pavin Smith is not in the lineup. I saw earlier, which boosts Logan Webb to me. So once again, I think if Logan can get through Corbin Carroll, I think he's got a really great matchup. Great park that he pitches in. You can pretty much slot him in to throw in 100 pitches. So for me, it's going to be Chris Bassett 1, Logan Webb 2, and I'm going to really limit my ownership there on FanDuel.
Great breakdown. I would definitely, I do not have a strong lean up top. I definitely like the Logan Webb call. He's the most expensive. He projects, slightly worse than Bassett, than Musgrove, than some of those guys. They're all really right in that 15 to 17 range, but I think people are going to take the savings with Bassett Musgrove. I think that's the most popular pairing. I'd probably make a rule right away. If there's still some entries after this show, I was doing MMA stuff today, but that $5 contest, I do want to try an MME. So if it's still open, I might hop in that. And if I do, the first thing I'll do is I'll make a rule and do max 1 Musgrove and Bassett. I don't want that pairing. I think it'll be too over-owned for how many good pitching options there are on this slate. So something like that right away will make sure that I'm a little different right away. Of course, I still got to do other stuff, but that's something that intrigues me. I like your Logan Webb call, though. I do prefer Bassett to Musgrove, I think, because I think Musgrove, people will just take the savings. They're both going to be relatively the same on FanDuel. I think Musgrove a little higher owned. I prefer Bassett, though, I think in a vacuum. Yeah, I like Brian Bello as well. I think the K upside and the savings it offers on this slate against this White Sox lineup isn't awful, but there's definitely K upside. You have a good leash with Bello. So he'd be my second favorite, I think. I think it'd be Bassett, Bello, Logan Webb would be my 3 favorite up there. Same guy I think's interesting. Did you touch a little more on him? The upside's there with him as well. Like boom bust guy on a slate like this. Like he's one of the few that you look at and like, yeah, he can get 30. It wouldn't shock you, but what are your thoughts on him?
Yeah, I looked at him. He's striking out both sides of the plate, a little over 26%, which is pretty good in the last 30 days. This Phillies lineup just scares me a little bit, though, more than, let's say, an A's lineup or a Nats lineup or even this Diamondbacks lineup. So I don't think it's the worst call. He will be lower owned than those 3 that I just alluded to. He's got the K upside, but, Schwarber, Turner, Castellanos, Harper, that's a little bit more dangerous, in my opinion, than whoever the A's are rolling out in their 1, 2, 3, 4 holes. So I'll probably stay away from him on FanDuel, but don't think it's the worst idea on DK, especially to get different because he does have that K upside that you alluded to. Hey, real quick, Tide, I was just looking at the odds. The Blue Jays are minus 320 and the Padres are minus 290. So both of them are roughly 3-1 odds to get that win equity that you talked about earlier. So they're right there on the nose. I could see a case for playing both, but like you, I prefer Bassett to Musgrove.
Yeah, that's why I think like the boost people are going to go, and why I think Musgrove Bassett will be the most popular pairing is that win equity, like you said. There's a difference maker there compared to the other ones, which is definitely nice on FanDuel. The quality start, the win, huge on FanDuel. Before we go, we'll talk lower range pitching. Who we got in chat? Beach Boss, what's going on, man? Boss Bro's in here. Maul is in here. Sean B's in here. Izzy's in here as well. Hope everybody is out there, is having a good day, good weekend. MMA tomorrow, man. Let's go. I'm pumped. NASCAR might be going on too for you, Izzy. All right, let's talk lower range pitching. The name that's popped up, Sheehan, Sean is talking about. Pitt takes on the Astros. No Yordong in the lineup. It's still an okay lineup, though. Man, this guy was first start. He was mowing 6 scoreless. What was it? No hit ball. His first 6 or something like that. Man he throws gas. What are your thoughts on him? 6.5K on DK, I think is an interesting. If I take a shot on any of these guys down low, I think I'm playing him. The risk reward, like, yeah, maybe he gets 0 and the Astros are on the optimal. Like, I see you could play him and play the Astros. He's one of the pitchers I think it's not the craziest thing to do. What are your thoughts about him, and what are your thoughts on this lower range of pitching?
Yeah, I mean, definitely you're going to have to get a lower pitcher or get some lower bats if you want to stack those Angels. So it really just depends on how you want to do your build. These Angels are high priced on both sites, so you might have to get skinny down there below. But no Sheehan for me. I mean, I like his stuff, but on FanDuel I won't be getting to him. I was looking into some of these other matchups, and normally I fade Kyle Gibson. I'm a notable hater of Kyle Gibson. I just think that his pitches versus this Seattle lineup, I probably won't get to him, but I don't think it's the worst play tonight. I guess we'll tell the people, Title, if you look at our pitcher rankings, Patrick Sandoval, number 1 in the rankings in Coors Field, which you don't see every day. So I might have to do a little bit more digging on that. He's a lefty going into Coors Field. How's he going to fare versus that team? So our pitching rankings have been lights out. And so I'm going to take a deeper look at Sandoval for sure to see what he can do in Coors Field if no one's going to play him. So you'll definitely get different, maybe 5 stack the Angels and then play Patrick Sandoval, and you're already different right there.
Yeah, no, I like that call. Pitt, when you're going down low, taking risk on certain guys, I like looking at our pitcher rankings. Everyone's pretty much going to be low owned. I don't mind it. I think paying up, there's so many good options above Bello. I don't think I really need to mess with too much on here. Like you said, there is, if you want to pay up for the Angels, if you want to pay up for Machado, for Tatis, some of these guys in great spots are expensive. Messing with SP2 down below, but there are enough cheap bats in good spots too. I would mainly stay up. I like the idea of double spending at pitcher, 8K, 9K guy, 2 9K guys, something like that. But yeah, Sheehan's probably my favorite. You said yours is Sandoval. Our rankings over here like that as well at SHIPIT Nation. Any final thoughts? If not, give us top 4 pitchers today, since there's a lot of them.
Yeah, and we really didn't touch on Logan Gilbert in that top range, that top tier. I'm probably off of him just because I do have a little bit of respect for this Orioles offense, and I just like better pitchers that I'm going to pick on weaker offenses. But top 4, let's go Bassett 1, Webb 2, Musgrove 3, and then give me Sandoval. Give me Sandoval 4 would be my top 4.
I like it. I'm going to go Bello, Bassett. Those 2 are so close. Maybe Bassett, Bello, Bieber, Senga. Oh, no, I like Webb up there, man. That's what I mean. It is so it's tough at pitching. Yeah. If I MME and play 150, like, I'm keeping all of these in and see what solver gives me. And I'd rather take more stands on bats than pitching, but I'd probably go Bassett, Bello, Webb, Bieber. But yeah, it's not a strong lead, no doubt.
The thing with Bieber that I don't is just no strikeout upside. No. I mean, I say that, and I think he had like 9 last game, but his strikeouts have just been so bad this year.
This is just a slate. Like, if you really like 17 at pitching, I'd take it. It's not going to kill me. I think bats are winning this slate. I mean, if your pitcher gets you 5, yeah, you're not getting there, but I don't see too many pitchers going out there getting 30. Like, I'd be shocked if someone got 30 today.
Yeah. I mean, Bieber gave up 3 home runs his last outing. Before that, he had 9 strikeouts, but his strikeout upside's just not there for me to get to. But I could see making a case. I mean, the Brewers can't hit.
So you'd rather Senga take the upside with Senga than the floor with Bieber. That's how you like it.
Yeah, in a tournament. Yeah, I'm trying to, because obviously, in tournaments you're trying to get first, or at least I am, especially in these queues. So I gotta find the biggest upside I can.
No, yeah, I get it. I think it's interesting. Yeah, pitcher's tough today, no doubt about it. That's where the pitcher rankings, Boomers projections over here at SHIPIT Nation come into play. That is pitching, though. We'll move game by game again. We do appreciate 175 watching, 50 likes. We do appreciate if you hit that thumbs up for us. When you do, a big black subscribe button right next to it. Hit that. Helps us out a ton over here. Game by game, though, let's start the first game of the night. Seattle Mariners, Baltimore Orioles, Logan Gilbert, Kyle Gibson on the mound. Don't really see much ownership going to either side of this game. There's definitely stacks I like more, but 8.5 total. What are your thoughts?
Yeah, with 10 games, obviously I'm not going to play any. I mentioned a minute ago, no Mariners for me. Minimal interest in the Orioles as well. Jorge Mateo. I'm assuming he's batting ninth again, but he's got power and speed upside. I like him just to get different at the shortstop position. But for the most part, this is going to be a pass for me.
I agree. Pass for me. One off or something here or there. Don't mind it. But not if these two teams beat me, they beat me. Next game, pretty much the same thing. 8.5 total. Rangers, Yankees, Dane Dunning, Clark Schmidt on the mound. I mean, this game is literally a carbon copy of that last game I see. If you want to attack some Yankee power, don't hate it. But I don't know. There's a lot of good spots on this slate, man. I'm not getting this one.
Yeah, I mean, I'm gonna go against you on this one, Title.
All right.
I have tons of interest. In the Rangers tonight. Clark Schmidt, as my boy Title said, his cheeks.
Yeah,
he is good. Gives up power to right and left-handed side. Josh Jung going yard tonight. Write that down. Josh Jung going yard like Adolis Garcia. I like Robbie Grossman, 4, 5, 6. And then any Ranger stack has got to start with Seager, Corey Seager as well in the 2-hole. I'm stacking this. I'm stacking them heavily. 8.5 is not a good number like you alluded to, but give me the Rangers tonight against this Clark Schmidt guy too. I'll throw Simeon in there. I'd say 1 through 6 I'm interested in on this Ranger side to get the job done tonight. Josh Jung going yard.
Love it, man. I love it. They're going to be low owned. If the weather holds up, and Infu said, yeah, there's some weather. Again, we're not weather guys. Hamwich isn't a weather guy. I'm not a weather guy, so we're not going to talk on what we're not experts on. There's people in the industry that do it. I look at Kevin Roth on Twitter. He's the most known out there, but look at them for it. There is some weather spots. And look, I think as of now, everything will play. But again, I'm not a weather guy. I look at other people for that. However, I mean, I didn't have much interest coming in. You're sharper than me when it comes to this. You like attacking Clark Schmidt. I like playing bats in Yankee Stadium. I like guaranteed 9th inning at bats. So that's 2 things they do have going for me. If they do, bottom of the order is cheap. So if you wrap around, I know you said 1 through 6, but cheap guys in the 8-9 hole, if they fill it out, they can make things work with the lineup. Corey Seager definitely profile as well. Yeah, there's other spots I definitely like more, but
it's a good way to get off. Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off, Title.
No, you're good. You're probably about to say it. Like, they're going to be low owned on this slate.
Low owned, it's a good way to get different from the Angels. I think they got some good outfielders, right? That where Trout's going to be, where Ohtani's going to be in the outfield. That you're going to go them in the outfield and instantly get different. But I like him. I mean, when I looked into Clark Schmidt, I mean, I was astonished about how terrible he was and how much power he gave up to both sides of the plate. So yeah, I mean, Ezekiel Duran, like you alluded to in the 8-hole. I mean, this really 1 through 9 you could play. I'm really going to focus on 1 through 6 though.
Yeah, great breakdown. Love it. Low owned Texas Rangers stack can win you a Q out there, can win you that $5 out there. They will be low owned. Keep it rolling. Another game at 7:05. New York Mets, Philadelphia Phillies. This game looks to be the most dangerous for weather, but again, I think it plays. That's what it sounds like now. Monitor this game as well. But Senga, Taijuan Walker on the mound. 9.5 total. Pretty good hitting weather in Philly. Think it's too low-owned stacks, though? Again, don't see much ownership in this game. What are your thoughts?
Yeah, I mean, Senga, while I'm not going to play him pitching, he does scare me a little bit where I think there's other pitchers we can pick on. So I'm out on the Phillies. I mean, I don't have a problem if you played them just because they are, pretty good hitters and stolen base upside with Trey Turner and some of the other guys. But I'm off the Phillies, maybe a one-off. Man, these New York Mets, though, I really like them tonight. Again, up there with the Rangers. We'll need to check that weather, but Pete Alonso, another guy that I got hitting a home run tonight. Really like Pete Alonso. Batting cleanup as always. Went yard in his last game at Houston. Tommy Pham, I like. I haven't seen the lineup, but if Francisco Alvarez is in the lineup, really like him as well. And then what I'll do is I'll find someone in the middle of those three and stack them up. 4-man stack. I do mainly 4-4s on FanDuel. So Pete Alonso, his numbers are off the charts versus Taijuan Walker. He's going yard tonight with Josh Jung in that other game. So really all over the Mets tonight, title.
I like it. If you had to pick one, Rangers or Mets, who do you give the lean to?
I'm gonna go Rangers.
I like it.
Yep.
You can definitely play them both together, though, and man, that would be low owned. That's when, if you played both them together, that's when you could play Musgrove, Bassett. I would already have it grouped out, so I wouldn't care. I look at so many of those pitchers in the upper range the same, but if Musgrove and Bassett are your two favorite pitchers, you can easily play them with something like that.
I'm going to pull the old hoop and be winning when I go to sleep and wake up $100,000 richer. That's the plan anyway.
Yes, sir. That's the plan on this Friday night. Jordan in here, what's going on? He knows a little bit about a big sweat himself. Keep it rolling. Next game on the slate, Oakland Athletics, Toronto Blue Jays, James Caprillion, Chris Bassett on the mound. You took my word earlier. I will definitely use it here. James Caprillion is cheeks. The Blue Jays will get some ownership today. Not as much as the Angels, though. Pretty much any other slate, the Blue Jays, the mega chalk. With other spots on this slate, they're going to be owned, no doubt about it, but not as owned as other spots or other slates they would be. I think Caprillion's awful. I like these Blue Jays, but, how do you play them? How do you get different? Talk about that. Do you like them?
Yeah, let's start on the other side. We have a lot of interest in Chris Bassett. I do really like Seth Brown. He's batting fourth today. So really like Seth Brown in the 4-hole if you wanted to do a one-off just to get, leverage against Bassett if you didn't have him in one of your lineups. But outside of that, don't really like anybody. Toronto side, wow, they look good. Caprillion is awful. This Oakland A's bullpen, we talk about it all the time on this show, is awful as well. Brandon Belt, DraftKings, first base, outfield eligible, $2,500. Title, I know you're a cash game guy, and I would lock him in to your cash game. I
will give the people a freebie. He is on the cash sheet right now.
Yeah, Brandon Belt, goodness gracious alive. I just saw his price on DK because I'm typically not over there, but that's a great price. Bichette grades out well. Springer, Guerrero, Chapman. Outside of those, though, limited interest in the bottom four, but those top five are lights out, and Brandon Belt is a must play if you're playing cash tonight, I think.
Yeah, no, he's in the cash report over here at Chip and Nation on DraftKings, so that's a free one for the people. But that makes me like him worse in tournaments. Stacking the Blue Jays and leaving Brandon Belt out is my preferred option. Of course, you can leave him in. There's always ways to get different, but a little thing like that goes a long way. And Belt is multi-position eligibility too, first and outfield, so that'll keep that'll raise his ownership even higher than if he just had first base, let's say. But
when I'm looking at this Oakland A's lineup, and there's 3 dudes in here I've never even heard of. That just makes me like Bassett even more. And Tony Kemp batting leadoff, he'll be lucky to get it out of the infield. Bassett, goodness gracious alive! Look at these prices on DK for Oakland.
No one's above 3K.
No one's above 2,800. That's just, I don't think I've ever seen that title.
No, I don't think I have either. That is nuts.
What is Nades always says it's a little league team that they trotted out there. Tony Kemp, Franklin, Tennessee's finest, batting leadoff at 2,100. Goodness gracious alive. That's not good for the A's.
Yeah, Chris Bassett gets a little boosty in that lineup. There's no doubt about that, even though it's been out for a little while. We'll keep it rolling, though. Definitely like the Blue Jays. No chance getting to the A's. But yeah, I wish Brandon Belt was just first base eligible because then you couldn't play him and Vlad. Where now you can, but he'll be chalk, no doubt about it. Free cash play for the people. You can thank Hamwich for that one. But yeah, we do appreciate if you hit that like, hit that big black subscribe button. Helps us out a ton over here at SHIPIT Nation. Next game on the slate, Milwaukee Brewers, Cleveland Guardians, Wade Miley, Shane Bieber on the mound. 7.5 total. I don't want to pick on Shane Bieber. Wade Miley, I guess you can maybe make a case for it, but I'm not playing the Guardians on this slate. What about you?
Yeah, I mean, the Guardians just plays too much small ball. Looking at their lineup, I mean, not a very talented lineup. The only guy that I would have any interest in on the Brewer side as a one-off, another shortstop, Willy Adames. Really like Willy Adames tonight as a one-off. So I'll be playing some him when I go to a 4-3-1 in a couple of my builds. So Willy Adames, and that's it. I mean, obviously, you can always play Jose Ramirez. I mean, he has 3 home run upside. He's done it earlier a couple weeks ago, so you could play him. But outside of that, I'm off this game title.
Yeah, I would never take Jose Ramirez out of my pool. If you build 5-2-1s, 4-3-1s, if he hits Solver, which is our partner optimizer over here, if he hits my lineup, I'll totally live with Jose Ramirez, no doubt about that. But yeah, no stacking the Guardians for me. Next game on the slate: Boston Red Sox, Chicago White Sox, Brian Bello, Lucas Giolito on the mound. Bello's going to get some ownership. I like him, but there definitely is downside to him as well. Looking at Lucas Giolito, I don't know. Worse against lefties. Do I want a 5-man stack this Red Sox team? Decent hitting weather in Chicago. It's going to be both teams going to be very low owned. You already like Texas and the Mets, though. So I guess, do you like the Red Sox or the White Sox more than the Mets or the Rangers?
No, I don't like them, either one of them better than that. I do like Justin Turner for the Red Sox tonight. But looking at that lineup, I mean, you can always play Rafael Devers. Adam Duvall does grade out well versus Giolito, but I won't be stacking the Red Sox. I mean, 20 teams to choose from. I don't think I would X them out, like you said, if you were doing MME or something, but won't be full stacking the Red Sox tonight, no. Yeah, White Sox side, I mean, they're rolling out 7 righties. And let me look at something real quick. Bello's striking out 25% of righties. I might have some interest in Bello. I know I have a little bit of interest in Eloy Jimenez and Gavin Sheets batting 4-5 tonight, but his K prop, I'm gonna give the people. I'm not a professional gambler by any stretch, but his K prop is 5.5 plus 122. I think he sells over that 5.5 number. If you want to place a wager tonight on Bello. So I do like Bello going over 5.5, but also have a little bit of interest in Eloy Jimenez and or Gavin Sheets. I won't play both of them together, but just as one-offs.
Love it. Right there. Hamwich giving out a free winner for the people. Bosborough, Turner on the heater. Yeah, like Devers Turner mini stack. I think that'd be nice with a 5-2-1 or something like that. I don't love this game for a full stack, full 5-man stack, but hey, it's going to be low owned. 4.2, 4.3 team total. It's not the worst.
Do you like picking on Giolito?
Probably Devers, Yoshida, the 3-4. Take the lefties right there, but not really. I mean, he's a better pitcher than most of these guys on this slate.
Yeah, for sure. I'm with you. I think we could pick on other pitchers, the Caprillions of the world, as opposed to Giolito.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like, of course, chalk free, but there's other options that'll be lower owned that again are facing worse pitchers. So. But yeah, pick on Giolito over Caprillion, over Freeland, guys like that. Ownership's a thing. That's why the game we play is awesome. But yeah, it's tough to do thinking about it and saying it out loud like that. But yeah, not much in that game for me. Let's get to the next one. This is the one, Coors Field, man. Landa talked about it earlier. Patrick Sandoval, Kyle Freeland. The Angels will be the most popular on the slate. I like the Rockies side. I know Patrick Sandoval is high up in our pitcher rankings too. I don't mind taking the shot, but I always love going to the other side of the chalk in Coors Field. Great team total, 5.2. The lineup is getting a little better. They are cheap as well. Bottom of the order, they're pretty much free. Top of the order, pretty much free. Only a couple bats in the 4K range. I don't know, man. These Rockies there's something telling me these Rockies might be on the winner tonight. I love Rockies tonight. I love Coors Field, of course, but it's really hard to just eat the chalk of all chalk on a 10-game slate in baseball. The Angels, I don't know. Of course, if you get to them, you can play lower owned stuff and do it that way. But man, it's tough for me on this 10-game slate to eat all the chalk. I like the Rockies side. They're going to be low owned. They're my Rangers and Mets for you. What do you got?
Yeah. I mean, no real interest in the Rockies, but I'm going to do a title special tonight and have a Rockies team in this queue and hopefully ship it in honor of title. I mean, just looking at those guys, that's a bold statement. Title.
It's gross. Nolan Jones got to be one of them. At least Diaz will fill at the catcher spot. Yeah, right. I mean, Ryan McMahon, right? No, Ryan McMahon is going to be literally 1% owned. A Tovar.
Yeah,
I mean, Coco Mentis guy down there will fill out second. Like, there's you can fill out bad positions and get away cheap with this team and use it with a big boy stack. I like the mini probably maybe a little more than a 5, but you can 5-man pay up at pitching and get 3 big boy bats on the side. I like the Rockies, but maybe on this 10 gamer it's not a 5-man. I don't know.
And Grichuk, I mean, historically has done well against lefties. I think he struggled a little bit more this year, but you go Diaz, Grichuk, Jones. I mean, no one's going to have that, right? And no. You're going to get different immediately. Not the worst thing in the world. I mean, Profar and Tovar not good, but I mean, FanDuel little McMahon, Diaz, Grichuk, Nolan Jones stack sound good. Title, so may fire.
Nolan Jones is my guy. I just gave away the early dawn, but Nolan Jones my guy, man.
He's been hot too, so I don't mind that. Lefty too. No one's going to play that. No. This Angels lineup is not out. I do not believe it's not on DK anyway.
No.
My number one hitter in for the Angels is going to be Hunter Renfroe. I like Hunter Renfroe. You know, theoretically, he's going to be a little bit lower owned, batting in the 5 hole, maybe the 6 hole. But Renfroe, Trout, Drury, Ohtani, I think are the big 4. They're going to all be 25 plus owned. I mean, Kyle Freeland, his swinging strike percentage on his 2 main pitches that he throws to righty is under 2%. 2%. Which is mind-boggling to me.
That's insane. That's insane.
Yeah. So I do not like playing chalk either, but I don't see how you can ignore this, especially. I mean, if you're giving me, and obviously you're gonna have to leave them in there, but I'll probably have 10 teams tonight. I think they got to be on at least 3 of them, just based on the sheer fact that Freeland is cheeks as well. So. Give me those 4 that I just alluded to, with Renfroe being my number 1. That's going to be my big stand, is having more Renfroe than Ohtani and Trout.
No, it's definitely, if you don't have many Angels, it's definitely scary. But at the end of the day, MLB, it's not like NBA DFS where Patrick Beverley's outscoring Giannis. Like you come to the MLB and Mike Trout will go for 4 plenty of times. Best pitcher in baseball will get blown up and finish with negative. People will tilt all the time. It's a lot of variance in a sport like this, but no, I totally get it, man. Angels on paper, they're in a smash spot for sure. Even if they were in Coors Field, they'd be in a smash spot. But yeah, I like these Rockies. Maybe a better mini stack on DK, but I still, I mean, how often do you get a 5.2 team total in the best hitters park at 5% ownership if you just look at it that way on the surface? Yes, it's because clicking those names are gross and that lineup isn't good, but just thinking about it that way, that's what goes through my head. I love parks. Decent hitting weather. Yeah, I'll go to the other side of the chalk. And I hope it works out.
I don't have the stats, but and someone said it on one of these shows. The Coors Field has not been playing as such as a small park and normal. The ball's not flying out there as it normally is, and I mean, I say that and they'll probably score 25 runs tonight, but for the most part, it's not been as high scoring in years past. At least it doesn't feel like from a fantasy perspective. I know the Mets were there one Friday night, like on the 13-game slate, and didn't break the slate. So no one has really broken the slate at Coors Field tonight. Normally it's a 13-game slate on Friday night. Tonight you're obviously only getting 10 games. So there's 6 teams. So I think the Angels ownership is going to be even higher than normal. So it's probably not a bad idea to fade it if we're being honest, Title.
Yeah, I mean, it's been chilly there. There's been a lot of bad weather, 80 degrees today. There's a lot of games on this slate though. 10 games. Angels, of course, in a great spot. That's why they're the chalk. They're going to be chalky in cash games. You can have for the cash report. Give me these low-owned Rockies. 3 games left on the slate. If you're not at SHIPIT Nation, if you're not a member, head over to shipitnation.com if you do want to join. If you don't want to join, hey, we love having you in chat as well. If you hit that like button, we absolutely love your positive energy in here as well. But if you want projections, hitter rankings, stack rankings, if you want MMA content, PGA content, NFL, NBA, we will have as well. No cheaper price in the industry, $59, $599 a year. A month, $59, a year, $599. We'd love to have you get in the Discord if you do. Knowledgeable members talking sports throughout the day. Very good community in there. Let's keep it rolling, Ham, with 3 games left on the slate. San Diego Padres, Washington Nationals, Patrick Corbin, Joe Musgrove on the mound. If the Nats are on the winner, I'm definitely not having it. Talk about these Padres, though. Corbin is cheeks.
National holiday every 5 days, title. You get Patrick Corbin on the bump. Padres coming off a 10 spot yesterday in San Francisco. Come back home. I saw someone mentioned in the chat that they don't score as many runs at home. I don't know if that's an accurate statement, but it sounds good. But Patrick Corbin absolutely cheeks, sinker, slider pitcher. These Padres absolutely crushed that pitch. Tatis, Machado, Hae-San Kim batting in the 8 hole. Going to be super low owned. That's the way to get different. Really like him tonight. So play Kim, play the righties. Cronenworth, you can't go wrong with the Padres. I guess it's a hot take. Maybe it's not a hot take. They'll score more runs than the Angels tonight is my hot take. I just think that they're hitting the ball really well. They get Patrick Corbin, who's awful. And then we talked to Joe Musgrove. No interest in the Nats bats. If the Nats go off and are on the winner, we'll tip our cap title and move on to Saturday.
Move on to MMA Saturday. You got that right. But I agree with you with like the Blue Jays, Padres, and Angels look like the 3 chalky teams in the tier of their own. I think ownership probably goes Angels. Then they're probably pretty similar, Blue Jays, Padres. That's what I mean. Like, I love picking on Corbin. I love the Padres. I love picking on Caprillion, 2 awful pitchers. You can play a three, of course. If you're playing 20 teams, you can still play all 3 and keep them in your pool. If you're playing 150 teams, of course, you can stack all 3. But if you're only playing like 1 team, the Angels would be the team I leave out just because I naturally think they're the most popular. So that's how I'd rank them. Angels would be last that way. Definitely like these Padres, though. Corbin, no good at all. A lot of bad pitchers on this slate. And a lot of mediocre pitchers or okay pitchers with or good pitchers with bad matchups or okay pitchers with pretty good matchups. A lot of bad pitchers on this slate, too, in a 10-gamer to attack. So, yeah, Corbin, Caprillion, definitely someone I want to attack. Next game, Astros, Dodgers, JP France, Emmett Sheehan on the mound. Sheehan, we talked about earlier. Yeah, Astros, I don't think Sheehan's going to be high enough owned to make the Astros worth it. They're not going to offer enough leverage, I don't think. So, no Astros for me. Dodgers against JP France, though. Hey, this team, great lineup. They're going to be very low owned. They're going to be forgotten. I don't mind going to little late night Dodgers. What about you?
Yeah, I think last time I played the Dodgers, I said never again, but it's Friday night, and that's the only night the Dodgers ever ship. Oh, goodness gracious. I saw Nate D talking about a parlay you can get on FanDuel. Nate D, I bet Jung, Alonso, and my other guy, JD Martinez. You can bet $25, pays back, I think, $2,500 on those 3 to hit a home run. It's what I did. I really like JD Martinez tonight. He's in a great spot. He'll smash JP France. Mookie Betts profiles well. Freddie Freeman, really like those 3. I'm not as high on Will Smith, but definitely playing these Dodgers tonight. Not picking on the Sheehan guy. I mean, without Alvarez, I don't really like this lineup. They do get your 9th inning at bats. So they'll get the full 27 outs. And Kyle Tucker, is always stealing bases. I feel like in the 8th and 9th inning when the game's meaningless. So he would be the one Astro that I would play. If I was going to play, I probably won't, but really no Astros for me. JD Martinez, absolutely. Mookie Betts, absolutely. Freddie Freeman, absolutely. Then find that fourth Dodgers. But I'm really high on these Dodgers tonight. Right up there in that same tier for me, title as Texas and the New York Mets. So, that's real high on the Dodgers.
Yeah, no, I'm with you. I really like the Dodgers too. Right, we'll rank stacks in a moment, so I won't rank them all right now. But yeah, they'll crack the top 3. They're going to be low owned. I think They have as much upside as anybody on this slate. JP France, do not think he's good. So let's keep it rolling. Next game on the slate, last game on the slate. Again, we do appreciate if you could hit that like button. Let's make a push to 100 likes, but we'll get you the play, the dong of the day and the pitcher of the day. But 100 would be awesome. Arizona Diamondbacks, San Francisco Giants, Zach Davies, Logan Webb. I'm not picking on Logan Webb. We like Logan Webb. No D-backs here. We're talking about bad pitchers, though, man. Zach Davies. I've spent too much time in my life watching Zach Davies in Milwaukee. Still somehow getting the call. I like picking on Zach Davies. They're going to be low owned. It's such a big and good slate. Like, they're not going to hit my top 3. But, yeah, if I'm playing that $5, if I'm playing 20 entries or something, they're going to be low owned. Doesn't take much to get overweight. I think it's definitely interesting playing some of these Giants. The only thing is who's not going to get pinch hit for, or do we just have no clue at all and then we just can't play the Giants? Because if you tell me some of these guys, lefties, aren't going to get pinch hit for, sign me up, man. I love them.
Yeah. That's the most tilting thing with the Giants. We saw it yesterday. I think it was the second inning, and the idiot manager for the Twins is already pinch hitting in like the second or third inning, which is just so tilting when you roster a guy that gets pinch hit for in the second or third inning. But, with that being said, that's why I kind of like some of these righties against Davies tonight, because righty to begin with are more than likely going to stay in the game for the long haul. Jock Peterson, Yastrzemski, I like those two guys. JD Davis has been hitting righties very well this year. I need to check the weather in that park. It always gets so cold in San Francisco at night, and that wind blows in from.
It's going to be 60 again.
60.
Wind looks to be blowing out, but wind doesn't matter much in that park.
It's a little different. Yeah. So, I don't
not the worst.
Davies, like you said, you've seen him, you saw him back in his heyday, I guess, in Milwaukee, but he sucked then too. So, he's buns, if you will, is what we're going to call it now. It looks like. So
that's what Jake says. Buns. I love it.
Yeah. We got to get 16 more likes if people want these plays. So, let's.
I told him I'd give it to him. That's fine.
Okay, all right. So Logan Webb, love Logan Webb. If you were going to do a one-off, Corbin Carroll always profiles well. He can smack it into the Covey Cove or McCovey Cove, whatever you call it, and Kettle Marte. These two teams see each other so many times a year. They know each other very well, but Logan Webb's going to limit the damage, I think, tonight, and be one of my top 3 pitchers. And then I'll have minimal interest in those Giants that we just talked about.
I love it. Let's get in top 3 stacks. Again, that was all 10 games on this slate. Pitching, hitting, Hamlich, great job over here. Mentioned some low-owned ones as well. I'll go my first top 3. I'm going to go Blue Jays. I really think Caprillion. I think he's probably a little worse than Patrick Corbin. Who knows? They're both awful. I'm going Blue Jays, though. Then I'm going Rockies, and then I'm going Dodgers. My top 3, of course, ownership is included. What about you? I want to say you can't say the Angels, but hey, if you're going to have the most exposure to the Angels, you can say the Angels, top 3.
No, I typically don't play the chalk as my number 1 stack, so I'm going to exclude the Angels. That's not to say that I won't have some of the Angels, because definitely will once that lineup comes out. But number 1 for me, I'm going to keep it. I'm going to go Texas Rangers, Josh Jung. Really like the Texas Rangers tonight. My number 2, LA Dodgers. And then number 3, give me those righties, give me those lefties. New York Mets would be my 3rd stack of the night.
I like it. Eric Johnson, he says he likes Caprillion. Picking on him is a mistake. And I've made plenty of mistakes in my life. Talking baseball, I make mistakes probably more than I'm right. So that would not be nothing new. But hey, I don't mind it. Caprillion, actually, I hate it. I think it's awful. You play Caprillion. If it works out, though, Eric Johnson, I see you all the time in here. You're a sharp man. So maybe you're on the right side. I sure hope not, though. I like the Blue Jays. Let's go low-owned pitcher or lower-owned pitcher that you'll be riding with tonight, and then we'll get in to the dong of the day. Who's your low-owned pitcher you like?
Low-owned pitcher that I'm going to be rolling with. All these guys are going to be high-owned. If I had to choose one, lower-owned would be Kyle Gibson. Kyle Gibson, that's my low-owned pitcher of the day.
Yeah, you went real low, and I would have Logan Webb. I would have said is fine. All right, I'm gonna go Senga then. I think he'll be like 12%, 15%, maybe something like that. I'll chase the upside there.
Yeah, I
Just
mean,
saying.
Logan Webb. I mean, I wasn't going to give the highest priced pitcher as my low
No,
end
but
pitcher.
it was. I mean, you offer something like what? Framber Valdez. I saw a screenshot 2 days ago. Whenever he pitched, Framber, he was 5% owned.
Yeah,
Like 33. I mean, you give Framber, he gets 30. You can, if you spend up, as long as they're lower ish owned, they offer some leverage. I say you're fine with that.
yeah. So if that's the case, then yeah, Logan Webb, I like right behind Bassett. I know you said Bello. I think Bello gets the Ks, but I'm just nervous with Eloy and Gavin Sheets when it comes to Bello. So give me Logan Webb then as my low owned pitcher of the day.
Yeah, I mean, I don't. Yeah, Air Johnson talk about Singa. Singa didn't even crack my top 3 or 4 favorite pitchers in the rankings and below. But we're trying to say low owned. I think at his ownership, he definitely makes sense to take a shot on. Let's talk dong of the day. I gave mine out a little earlier. It is going to be very low owned, lefty. Coors Field, though, the not chalky side of Coors Field. Nolan Jones, man, has been on a heater. He is a stud in the 6 hole, 2% owned. Nolan Jones, sign me up. He's going deep. What you got for us? You gave a couple out earlier, but give us a dong of the day.
Yeah, I think the easy ones. Well, I'll just give out all 3, and I put my money where my mouth is. I got money on all of them. Josh Jung going yard in Yankee Stadium. Peter Alonso going yard tonight in Philadelphia, and the late night hammer JD Martinez going deep off of JP France. Those are my 3 dongs of the day.
Love it. Absolutely love William Sheehan going to be low owned. Yeah, he would have qualified. I think he's pretty low owned on this slate. I'm late. American Wolf. What's going on, man? Yeah, well, you can watch from the beginning. 1.5x speed. I think you should be able to understand Hamwich and I helped someone out yesterday. If you're ever on a time crunch, that's how I listen to everything. 1.5x speed. Little trick in life. Speeds up. It saves you more time to do some other things. But that's enough of that. Hamwich, awesome show, man. Anything you want to tell the people on the Friday night before we get on?
Yeah, no, just get in the Discord. Title and I'll be in the Discord tonight up to lock. I'm going to have my cores up right after this show. I appreciate y'all tuning in, and let's. I feel good about this slate. Dug in pretty good, so hope you listen to us, and let's show some screenshots tonight.
Absolutely, looking to see some SHIPIT logos up top. Head over SHIPITNation.com. $59 a month, $599 a year. MMA tomorrow, golf showdown, MLB. No better time to join. Have a great night, everybody. Have a great weekend. For Hamwich, I'm Title Town. Good luck, everybody.